In this set of video notes, we're looking at concept 6, coterminal angles. So coterminal angles are terminal meaning end and co meaning together. So two angles that end together at the same place. So if we are looking at this angle over here, I'm going to use blue, this is our initial side. It's always on the positive x, and then this is our terminal side. And that's what we're talking about where they end. So if I have angles that are coterminal, that means they both end at the same spot. So if we look at degrees, that means I have an angle and then I can add 360 to it and end at the same spot. Or I can subtract 360 from it and get an angle as well. So we're going to look at adding and subtracting to positive and negative angles. So let's look at our first example, and we have angle 65. So 65, if we start here at the initial side and 65 is somewhere in here, then if we want to create an angle that has a positive measure and one with a negative measure, we can add 360. So if I go ahead and take 65 and add 360, I end up with the same terminating side. So if I just take 65 plus 360, I get 425, and that's our positive measure. And then if I take that same angle and subtract, so if I start at 65 and subtract and go backwards, I can get a negative angle. So if I have 65 minus 360, then I have 295, and it's negative. So those are my positive and my negative coterminal angles. Go ahead, pause the video and try number 25. Okay, for number 25, we start at our initial side, always positive x, and we're going to go 410. So that means positive, we went 360, plus how much makes 410? So we have 360 plus another 50, and we get that angle as 410. Now if we want to get another positive angle, we can add or subtract because we actually went by 360, so we could add or subtract. I want to get in the habit of adding 360 for my positive, so I will take 410, add to it 360. So that would be 770 degrees. So that's my positive angle. And then to get my negative angle, I would take 410 minus 360. Oops. 360. And 410 minus 360 is 50. So if I took my angle and went backwards, I would still have this 50 right here, which is positive, and I don't want positive, I wanted the negative. So again, I take that 50, subtract 360, and I would get a negative 310. Let's take a look at number 27. You're going to do 26 for homework. On 27, we have negative 88 degrees. So if I start my initial side here, negative 88 is before our 270 degree angle there, our negative 90. So we have this angle, and we want to have a positive angle. So I'm going to take our angle and add 360 to it. So I have negative 88 plus 360, which is 272 degrees. So if we look at it, we actually have, if I start here on the initial side and then I go positive 272, that's my actual measurement that gets to that same terminal side. Now on the negative side, we have a negative angle, but I want another one. So if I take negative 88 and subtract 360. We're going to have 8, negative 448 degrees. So with that, we would have started here at our terminal side, went negative all the way back around again. So we had negative 448 degrees. Go ahead and pause, try number 28, and then we'll check. Let's go ahead and graph. So we start with our initial side, and we're going to go around negative 120, so it's backwards. So we go past 90 to 120, and there's our angle. And we want to look at negative 120. I want to get a positive, so I'm going to add 360. And I'm going to end up with 240 degrees. And that will be my positive angle. So if I actually took and added, so if I'm at negative 120 and I add 360, I'm really starting at the initial side, 240. Then if I want a negative, I will take negative 120. I already have a negative, but we're going to get another one. So negative 120 minus 360, we have negative 480 degrees. That's my negative. So if I started at this terminal side and went around all the way again, it would be negative 480 degrees. Go ahead and try number 29 for homework, and then we will have another video on radians.